There. I can't believe that with Mix It Up, I have to fully restart OBS. Crazy. But hello. Hello and welcome to an art, which is wild because I don't think I've done one. God knows how long. The thing is with art streams is I don't usually save the VODs, so I have no way to tell how long it's actually been. I really feel like I haven't done one since the new year started. I feel like I can say that for sure. I haven't done a stream, an art stream, since 2024 started. But other than that, I can't promise anything. So, hello, we're gonna be art streaming today. And the idea is that I am going to be working on character art, like concept art, for my next game project. And I'm gonna be chillin' and sketching this concept art. You guys get to use your eyes to watch me do that. I don't know how much about the actual game I'm gonna end up rambling about, purely because I'm gonna be writing a whole blog post about it in more detail on my Ko-fi come the end of the month. And I don't know how much I'm in the mood to try and explain my video game concept and stuff. I'll talk about some stuff, obviously. I promise I'm not gonna be a total cockblock when it comes to talking about the thing that I'm drawing. But let's see. Wow. I need to figure out a better art overlay, I feel. Like this is fine, but hello. The dulcet tones of Psychonauts 2 in the background soundtrack. Pardon me. Happy Sunday, by the way. I decided to do an art stream instead because I felt like it would help break up the Baldur's Gate. And more or less, we're gonna go back to the normal stream schedule where it's gonna be Sunday streams once a week. And then if I can sneak in extra streams here or there, whether it's Baldur's Gate or other stuff, I'll probably be doing that. Got my chugging water. So I was actually not going to just listen to Psychonauts music the entire time. Shocking, I know. I was going to play like my... Nope. I was gonna play like my normal music rotation. Hello! Hey, Star! How is it going? You were streaming concept art for a game or something the other day, I think, actually. I was like, oh damn, same hat! But yeah. Oh yes, music, god, I can't get distracted. I'm just gonna play my liked playlist on Spotify. don't judge my music too harshly. How are you? I'm good. This is like my first art stream I've done in ages. Let me know if I need to turn the music down or maybe up a little bit. I don't know how the mixing is currently. But I'm good. It's been a while since I've done an art stream, and I kind of just had this moment of being like, you know, fuck it. Because I kind of stopped doing art streams because I will admit, I got a little bit like, I was like, man, I don't want to do my art streams. I'm like embarrassed. Not of my art, but like a lot of people have talked about how I draw, how do I describe this? Not weirdly. It's not my art that's weird, it's the way I make it, if that makes sense. And I kind of like got to me eventually where I'm like, damn, streaming art like makes me like self-conscious. And I was like, wow, that's really weird, because like art streaming is like how I started. Like I like art stream for like how long? God, I have it written somewhere like how long I've been streaming for, but I streamed over the years on and off for like a really long time, and it was really weird to be like, man, I don't like streaming art. Like not anymore, I mean. I was like, that's crazy. I tell them to shut their faces. I mean, yeah. But yeah, no, so I just kind of fell out of it because I didn't get a lot of joy from it, because art became kind of like my quiet me time. You know, you listen to I always listen to podcasts or videos rather than music usually, and I was like, man, it is just not, it doesn't feel convenient for me or pleasant for me to stream my art anymore, you know, and then so I just stopped doing it. And then I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, man, people know me as an artist. If they follow my Twitter, they see me post art and that stuff all the time, and I constantly talk about like making stuff. But if they came to my Twitch, like they don't see any of that. Like I talk about it and stuff, but like I don't do it anymore. And I was like, that must be so confusing for people. So anyway, I was like, fuck it, and I decided to stream this concept art for my game. In terms of what I have right now digitally is I'm drawing the protagonist, and I'm trying to adapt his very rough paper sketches I had and figure out what I want to do for like his face and his hair and stuff, and then I'm going to be moving on to sketching like his full look and stuff. So I have 3 kind of bits of just some of the quick on paper sketches I did specifically of him. I call him Huz. It is short for husband. He does not have an actual name. He's just referred to as Huz or husband in all of my notes. And then the other character is Y, or wife, as she is referred to in all of the notes. But I kind of like this. These are from like February, I think. I had a bunch of paper sketches of like what I wanted him to look like and everything like that. So I started adapting him and trying to figure out what I wanted actually to do for his hair. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do his hair up or down, but I needed to like actually look at hair references to like choose a good style. So that's what I've been up to. And then about done with that. I haven't picked which of these hairstyles I like. Is this from that Pixel game story you made? No, this is not. Huz shares a lot of design, I'll say, similarities at his core to Vi, but they're not actually from the same thing. So for those who might not know, I at the beginning of this year released a game. Oh, I don't actually remember what she looks like. I remember her in her core essentials. Oh wait, I forgot her skirt. Wait. This is how I drew her in all of the thumbnails. So there's Vi, who is from the short story / game thing I made at the beginning of this year. She wears like a little apron and stuff. She's supposed to like, her outfit's supposed to be like a mix between like an artist schmuck as well as like a barista uniform. But yeah, no, she these guys are separate. These are their own game thing. Although I can understand because he's supposed to be very house husband energy, Huz. So he also wears like a schmuck or an apron or whatever. So I can understand, because in his true essence, he's kind of just the only difference between his is that his is a half apron. So but I mean, this is how I draw him sometimes. And if I drew him with the hairstyle I was sketching him with, it's usually these are in fact different people. But a lot of their design principles are very similar. So no, this new one is this new game I'm working on is called Don't Tell My Wife, and it is a horror visual novel that I'm making for a game jam. The game jam doesn't start until like, oh, I could probably pull it up actually. I can toss a link to this game jam actually. But it's specifically a game jam for visual novels, and it doesn't start until, oh, is that, No, there it is. Okay, it starts in 3 months. I thought there's a different game jam I joined that that I saw, and I was like, that starts in a month. My deadline's way faster than I think it is, but this is the game jam, and it's specifically for visual novels, and the criteria is pretty like chill and like loosey goosey. And there's a rule that's like you can start working on your project before the game jam actually starts. So my current idea is to have all of the concept art and the writing and like all of that like dev stuff done for July 1st when it starts. And then the idea is to make all of the game assets and the actual final content during the like I think 2 months just about. I think so, about 2 months that you get to work on it and stuff. So that's why I'm doing concept art and all that now. And I have a ton of notes, ton of like on paper concept stuff. But I'm only like starting to do the actual digital stuff now with color and everything. But yeah, it's called Don't Tell My Wife, and it is a horror-based. And I know you're looking at this sweet man, this sweet, kind-looking man, and you go, that's not a horror game protagonist. And that's kind of the point. He's very sweet, and he's supposed to look very like comfortable and what's the word, homey, like house husband energy. He's supposed to like have a certain vibe to him that like contrasts his surroundings and his situation and everything. So I always just imagine him as this nice, cute little guy. Is it? Yeah. this is like in my head. This is his essence. A nice little guy. He might be holding an axe, but don't worry about that part. He's just a nice little guy. So, yeah, these are the paper concepts that I took photos of, so I could have them on reference for this bit. So currently I'm just figuring out his hair, also his sweater. I did commit to the fact that I think I'm gonna keep it the turtleneck, but I need to decide how I want to kind of do the pattern. The one I was drawing him with in the rough sketches was kind of this, I kind of just kept drawing it as a stripe. But in my head, it was always like the Argyle sort of, triangle-y pattern. Which is why, like, So, it's probably just gonna be the stripe with the Argyle, but I also, like, saved some different, like, sweaters that had the kind of designs and color palettes I thought of, like this one that's kind of tucked behind the chat box. So, but I need to decide which hairstyle I'm actually gonna go with for him. I've drawn a bunch of them now, and I haven't actually picked one, which is probably important if I need to keep drawing him. I wanted to join a game jam, but the way life is throwing me around, I can't do one. That's fucking fair, dude. I joined a bunch of them at the beginning of this year because I was like, fuck it, it's game dev time. So there's one that starts next month that's specifically for HTML games, I think. So like games you can play in browser. And I want to do something for that one too, because that's a game jam I joined, but I haven't had an idea for it yet. I still have a month until it starts. It's a 2-week game jam. So something similar to I want to make something beautiful might come out in like a month or two, but that's mainly if I buckle down and brainstorm an idea that I want to do. But the main game jams I've joined this year is a Halloween one for the end of the year, which I don't think I'll be able to finish a game for, but I'm gonna try. And then this visual novel one that this game's for. The Halloween one, I'm not super committed to finishing the game concept for, because it requires me to learn a completely new engine, and like a lot of shit. So that one more so ended up inspiring a game idea that I want to work on this year. This is the one that I want to actually finish for the game jam. Oh my god, hi, is that Kit? Oh my god. I need to close Twitter. I'm seeing Thirst posting about a fucking Fortnite skin, and that's when you know you need to close Twitter. I'm not drawing the details of the sweater and all these concepts, because that's crazy. So, here's the current dilemma, gang. There are 3 hairstyles that I'm currently trying to choose between. There's this one, and then this lad on the right. The one that says paper concept under it refers to the fact that it's just how I drew his hair on paper, but that's not like good. It's not bad, but it's not good. So disregard that one because I think these other three hairstyles are better. I just need to decide which one. So the reason I want his hair up is because I just always had a silhouette in mind of being like with his hair pulled back and stuff. So that's why I'm going in this direction with it. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't know which of these I like more. Because I think this is really cute. And it keeps, I don't know what the word, there's like a word for this, but it's like when a character design has like, just things about it that are like, how do I word this? It's like a character having freckles being like a big deal in their design, or characters having like the little things, you know, like, I think they're called like cute marks or cute points or something like that. It's like, it's a term I'm passingly familiar with. Anyway, for him, a thing I always imagined is that he has his curls that kind of go down in the middle of his face, along with like two curls that come down the side by his ears, because it frames his face and is like kind of symmetrical. And it was just a weird thing, but it's like always a thing I had in mind of his hair that I really liked. So that's why I like this design, because it keeps the like hair in his face and everything. So I think it's cute, and it kind of like keeps the original idea of what I was going for there. But I just like the other but I also just really enjoy the other two styles. Like drawing them's really fun. I think unless I like change my mind, I think we're gonna go with this one actually. Because I like the length and like the volume of the hair, because I imagine him very long hair and stuff. And I don't know, I feel like this one is closest to what I want in terms of the shape and look of his hair. So I think we'll kind of go with that one as our loose one going forward. And who knows, when I go do more finalized art of him eventually, I think I'll figure it out, but personally adore that one. It's the last one I drew, and when I found a reference image for it, because I was like looking up like reference images of hairstyles and stuff that like had the was pulled back and stuff like that, but wasn't braided or like locks or anything like that. And like I found this one, and like I was referencing the image. I don't think I have it open. I have other images open for other hairstyles. You can kind of see like the hair texture I'm working with and going for in some form. So that's kind of, the one on top is kind of what this one on the left is based on, and then the one on the bottom kind of inspired this one. But yeah, this one's just really good. I really enjoy this. Plus it still has the symmetry with like the curls coming down again from the side of his face, which is just kind of what I imagined. So I very much like this one. This will be the one we're going to use going forward. TLDR, we're going to use that one going forward. I don't want to delete these. These are great. If we want to be height accurate, she'd actually be... In my head, Vi is like 2 feet tall. I need everyone to know. Like, that's not an exaggeration. I literally imagine this lady being the size of, like, I don't know, like a fucking, like, doll or something. Like, it's just because of the nature of her proportions and like, the style I drew her in. But I imagine her as just this little itty-bitty lady, you know? Also, yes, people who are familiar with the game that Vi's from, she does have a name. It's in the art book. A lot of people just called her, like, little lady or little girl in their comments, and I found that really funny. I was like, fuck yeah, she is a little lady. You got it, dude. Oh, and if anyone's curious what this is up here, I drew really... if anyone wants to pursue game dev, and they get intimidated by how professional people's concept art and look and stuff, I need to show you the 3 pieces of concept art that currently exist for this game other than what is sitting in front of us that I drew really quickly. So there's this one, which is the one that that was what he's the little thing in the corners from. It's the thumbnail of Huz. There's this one, don't worry about it. And then and then I have a map layout of the house. Look how fucking so the current idea is that I'm collaborating with my good friend and roommate Jay, because I hate drawing backgrounds, and I said to Jay, hey, how do you feel about 3D modeling some backgrounds? Because that was like the style I kind of had in mind. Again, well, I'm gonna be saying a lot of ideas I have, and then when you guys get the actual finished thing in front of you, God knows what it will look like. But current idea is 3D backgrounds, just like low poly, like monochromatic, like one color palette, like, you know. But in doing so, I was planning and getting resources, and I ended up just like sketching out a kitchen, and I was like, okay, this is where like like this is where the player's gonna be in relation to the rest of the room. You know, there's a door there's a door there. And then I literally wrote, players won't see this Lamau, but like drew out where the dining table would be, and that there's like probably like a back door over here. The floor plan. Yeah, like I am admittedly not passionate about backgrounds or any of that stuff. I need to be better. We all collectively need to be better. And I'm doing studies, and I'm gonna be like doing concept art and sketches for some of these backgrounds. Not today. Eventually when I get actual references that I want to use. But I didn't want to do the sketches for like the backgrounds, which is kind of what the other ones were. They were like visualizations of like one of the backgrounds from like, this is like kind of like a direct front angle of it, and this was like a slightly above kind of, you know, to get an idea of the shape and the shading and like kind of what I wanted, you know. But this is just raw. This is just raw me fucking writing shit down, being like, player here, player's gonna be looking in this direction. This is what players see. This is the rest of the room player don't see but is relevant. And then I drew, oh yeah, this is the first floor. So this is the kitchen on the first floor, and the first floor hallway and entryway, where I was like, yeah, okay, so this is like kitchen, there's the hallway, and there's like probably this is where the stairs go upstairs will be. There's an entryway like here. There's probably another room on the first floor other than just the kitchen. So the living room's like here. Like, just really. And then yeah, this is both floors. Okay, yeah, so this gives you like the weird ass layout of this house in my head. So you have the first floor, which is on the left, and there's the kitchen and everything that we were looking at. Here's the hallway and everything I was just showing you at the entranceway. This is with the actual living room on the side. Like a closet, because I was like, this is really empty. There's probably something here. There's like a staircase here, at least to the basement, so that's why like I was like, yeah, okay. And then you have the second floor. I'm like, oh, there's probably hallways and stuff, and this place probably needs a bathroom. Let's give them another closet, because I think they deserve it. And then like bedroom and an office and stuff. If it's not obvious, I did not Google a floor plan before I drew this. I was like, fuck it. This doesn't actually matter, really, because I think the only rooms currently that you will be standing in as the player is this one in this fucking house. So I'm like, this is the only room that matters, but just for the sake of like writing and like visualization and like certain things I have planned, the only parts of this house that matter is this hallway right here and this kitchen. And then like a weirdo, I drew the entire house. So anyway, if you're like, man, game dev's intimidating, I don't want my art or my plans and my notes to look lame compared to cooler people's stuff. This is the stuff people don't show you. This is the crap that doesn't go in art books that everyone does. So anyway, that was a tangent. So anyway, the little picture of Huz came from this piece, which was me trying to figure out how I wanted to want the backgrounds to look. Don't worry about it. But yeah. That's what that is. That's what this little guy is. It's just the only digital concept art of Huz that I had was that thumbnail version of him I did. So I was like, let's slap him on here. I think he deserves it. We have our hair. I'm just putting like all of this stuff in a single, all the art I'm drawing of Huz, I'm just putting in a single document with a lot of layers. So I'm just putting all the hair ones in a single folder. So true, man. You get the pretty sketches and turnarounds characters. You get the pretty sketches and not the hyperfixation floor plan of their entire house. Exactly. It's like when you see like showrunners or like people on Twitter posting like the really like ugly or like really rough around the edges paper sketches and stuff, and people are like, wow, do people do that? They draw concepts like that? It's like, yeah, dude, if I make an art book for this game, I am gonna include an entire section that's just all of the shit I drew on paper. I don't even know how much I have drawn on paper. I have a notebook I've talked about that's just for my like projects. So it's like mostly my game notes, but I also have a video essay I'm writing that has notes in there. And like I write stream stuff in there too, like when I was re-debuting and like certain ideas I had that took more effort. I write notes for those in there too. I have a podcast I'm also writing in there. Anyway, a bunch of hodgepodge projects and stuff. I think I have like margin doodles in there, but I have a shit ton of notes done already that I need to. Here's the thing, I keep saying to myself, man, I should really transfer my notes to like a digital version of them, so I have them on my computer and all that stuff, and I can like clean them up and stuff. But the thought of doing that is just so unappealing to me. And I'm like, nah, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, I guess. I have no interest in rewriting all of my notes digitally as of right now. Maybe someday. For now, they exist only in paper. It's good for kind of a couple pages I have are just one-off game ideas that I still want to do, and they're all just scribbles and notes. When I'm at work, that's how I pass my time in between like my actual projects and stuff, is I just write game note ideas, and I have it on hand so that way if I think of something I can just like pull it out. You know what, I actually need... Hi! Whoa. Oh, hello, thank you for following. I'm already like losing track of my layers. They're so organized too. Just trying to have this, there we go. I just want this as open as reference to the side as I'm going on to draw Huz. Do a rough full body so that way I can draw the rest of his outfit. Because yeah, it's a sweater and then like he has this half apron that he wears. Very excited. I wanna, once I get the finalized design figured out, I'm really excited to redraw like the chibi of Huz that I have in like my notes, like this one. Just really fond of it because it's good, it's very good, and I'm excited to redraw that proper once I have a finalized design in place. Should be drawing him smaller if I need to do a full body, but we'll worry about that later. How are you? I'm good. We're rambling about game design and stuff. One of the people I was referencing for Huz's design has like a ton of piercings, and I was so tempted to give them to him. I was like, God, it'd be so good, but it doesn't fully fit. I gotta get ready for work. Tragic. Well, thank you for stopping in. And I hope your day at work goes good. Sundays tend to be quiet most places, so let us hope for the best. Sorry, I'm just laughing at the waving. Oh. I should definitely be drawing this smaller. Oh. Hello. Problem with having numbered hotkeys for your costumes is that if you hit any numbers, you just switch. And since I only have the 1, 2, 3, 4, if I hit anything above a 5, I just vanish. Which I think is very amusing, personally. But mildly inconvenient, one might say. Something funny I've noticed with Huz is that I have like an absolute refusal to just name characters, like properly, if I don't want to. Because I didn't name Vi until I was like basically writing the art book. And I was like, oh, you should probably have a name. Boom, there's your name. You know? Oh, an ad. Lame. I'm very pleased though. I will admit, as a like creative person, an artist, I guess I should say, I have a really bad habit of usually going. I have two modes. It's either go for the first pass, no changes, or it's like getting stuck on something forever, like never being able to decide on something. And in this case with Huz, it's basically first pass, best pass, because I drew them on paper a few times and everything to get an idea of what I wanted. So he's one of those cases where I'm like, yep, nailed it the first time. No revisions needed, Your Honor. I'm very fond of him already. He's very fun to draw. I enjoy his kind face. I didn't actually really decide on a body type for him, now that I think about it. I kind of just... I don't know. I drew him pretty... I think, yeah, rounded rectangles were the vibe, so he kind of just has them rectangular shapes. I don't really imagine him as necessarily, like... I mean, I guess kind of, like, wide but round, you know? Like... A lot of his body shape is covered by his clothing, kind of intentionally in a way. It's for the design, so... He doesn't have much of, like, a body shape when you throw a sweater and an apron on him. Tell me who Huz is. Oh, yes. Huz is the character who is on screen right now. He is the protagonist of the game I'm doing concept work. And his name is Huz because it is short for husband. The game is called Don't Tell My Wife. And in my notes, he is just called Husband, but I shortened it to Huz. So it's like kind of a name. but his name is just Husband. He doesn't have a proper name. I don't have a need for one, so I just call him Husband. And his wife I just call Y, short for wife. So when I say Huz, I'm referring to the lad on screen. It's a visual novel game that I'm making for a game jam. That's what we're doing the concept art for today. I love that. I thought it was cute. It's like, it's weirdly fitting for him, and I don't know if that's just because I've been like writing so many notes on this game and like working on it that when I look at him I just associate like husband Huz with him. But I feel like Huz fits him, you know, something about it. I thought it was cute though, so I'm like, your name is Huz now. That is what I'm calling you in all of the notes. You're just Huz now. So I do need to do a full body design for him for like promotional art and stuff, but I mostly if I make him too tall, he's gonna leave the canvas, but I don't want to give him like tiny little legs, you know? He's not that compact. It's so funny because I realize, like, thinking about it, that Huz is actually like, he's like wider. He's not like thin necessarily. Like I imagine built very like blocky and stuff like that. He's like kind of tall and everything. But then like when I imagine him next to his wife, I keep forgetting that. So that's Huz. This is Huz. That's his wife. This is a horror visual novel. I don't want to like get too into what the actual plot is and stuff like that because it's just safe to say that a lot of it like relies on your first impressions and like going in kind of blind and everything with the way I'm trying to write it. But I keep forgetting that Huz is actually like tall and like well built and a lot of stuff kind of in my head in a way. Well, I should say well built because he's not like buff. He's just rotund. He's a rounded square of a man. This is, when I say well built, I mean like he's chubby or like whatever. But I think when other people hear well built, they think like buff. I think, but yeah. But like next to his wife, he doesn't look tall or anything. So I keep forgetting that he is supposed to be like above average height and like, you know. So I'm like drawing and I'm like, oh right, his proportions are in fact, he's not just a little guy, you know, like he is in my head. He actually needs like real proportions. Squishy. Yes. I'm keeping all these shitpost doodles I make and just putting them on their own layer, actually, you know what? They deserve to be archived. They're an important part of the art stream process. But yeah, the whole crux of my design for Huz is that I want him to look soft, friendly, and warm, you know? That's what I want from him. I feel like my art style is like a cheat. It makes it easier. It's not art stream doodles. I feel like my art style just makes it easy. Like it's like a cheat just because of the art style I have. His legs are but like yeah, I feel like my art style is a cheat for making characters look cute and stuff. Makes it really easy. The hard thing is making characters that invoke any other emotion other than what a cutie pie. And even then, even then it doesn't quite work out. I think that's why I've been so drawn to making like horror oriented stuff, is because it's just some stubborn part of me that's like, I'm gonna make something where people can't just call it cute. I need to make something that like can legitimately creep you out or like, you know, give you a different impression or something. So I think I'm being very stubborn with that and trying to make a game that's like horror oriented. Definitely not jump scare horror, but very purposely supposed to be unsettling. I'm not very worried about his legs. I will fix those another time. I.e. later today, but you know what I mean. This is a new sketching brush I'm using. Like, I just started using it literally yesterday, actually. And I'm very fond of it. I don't know why. I think it's because I finally found a brush that's like has texture, has like line weight to it and stuff, and just is still like satisfying to use with the pen pressure and everything. It's also inspired me to like pardon me. God, I need water. Inspired me to like be more actually sketchy with my sketches. How long are you making the concept for this game? Oh god, 2 months? No, that would be January. A month? These sketches, which one has the date on it? One of these has the date written on it. Here it is. Yeah, all these sketches are from like around February 12th. So like about like a month and a half, I'd say. I've been mainly like writing all the plot notes out at work and then moved on to the art and then actually gathering like resources for like concept art and mood boards and stuff. I haven't been working on it very consistently. In fact, since I drew these doodles back in February, I haven't really worked on it at all. But one of my goals, because I'm on like a March break thing right now, is one of my goals was to like do concept art and like get some character concept art done and everything. And then today's the last day of my March break, and I was like, man, I should really do that. You know, I was like, damn, I should do that. But yeah, this is for a game jam, so it's one of my more quicker turnaround kind of ideas. I don't even know how long it's gonna end up being. It's probably not gonna be that long. My goal is to finish the actual game with everything in the active game jam time period, which is 2 months, and all that. I'm hoping it'll break an hour. Like, I feel like it could definitely break an hour depending on like how long the script for certain scenes run out and stuff. But I'm not like super worried about it, you know? I have concepts for like longer games and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm finding my strengths might lie in like short, concise storytelling. But also, I'm very new to like making games and trying to like finish them and publish them and stuff. Because I feel like a lot of creative people have always sat down and like, oh, I have an idea for a game, and then it's like, you don't actually do it? And you're like beans, and then you just have a concept sitting around forever. But I want to actually like finish stuff and have stuff people can play, so I've been trying to be much more, I don't know, economic with my game design or something, like more thoughtful of my limitations, and I don't know. This is my long-winded way of saying that this is not like a big complex game, but I'm very excited to be making it. Look at him and his little face. I have another game concept I'm also tossing around for a game jam. Well, it's like, so there's a Halloween game jam where the prompt for it is just like the screen or something, right? You gotta make a horror game around it in the game jam period. But the problem is I realized that the idea that I had for it requires me to like learn an entirely new game engine and like a completely new coding style, because for some reason somebody decided that every game engine needs their own unique code with their own unique fucking calls and principles and functions, and oh coding gives me a headache. Consistently coding gives me migraines, which is a real shame when you want to make games, but we power through it. But anyway, I need to learn how to use Game Maker, which I have a lot of stuff saved to do that. But I have a game project that I also maybe want to try and get done for this year. That's in Game Maker. But that one's far more ambitious. We'll have to see how the second half of my year is in terms of free time before I commit to getting that out for this year or not. Definitely going to continue development on it this year. I've already written like a bunch of like notes and, like I said, have like resources saved for like coding the things I want to code and building it in Game Maker. This game that I'm working on, because it's just a visual novel, is going to be done in Ren'Py. Because I know Ren'Py. Ren'Py is my friend and my homie. Like, so I will be using Ren'Py. Because the visual novel part of this does not have to be very complicated. So Ren'Py is definitely my friend here. Oh yeah, where? What's the apron sit on him? Probably about where I ended, actually. I have to go, I'll be back soon. Super interesting game, I can't wait to you finish it. Thank you, that's incredibly sweet, oh my god. Hope to see you later too. Yeah, making my game at the beginning of this year definitely made me be like, no, this is what I want to do. I want to make games, and I should start with small games and build my skills and stuff. Because, like, I can draw, and I can mostly figure out how to code things, but I definitely still need practice. And I'm having a lot of fun coming up with ideas to practice with. Hopefully none of the children screaming in the background get picked up. I don't think so, but we'll have to see. I want him to have a pocket on this, but I don't actually know where the pocket would, like, go. Probably lower than I think it should be. Because my heart wants it to be, like... Actually, I could probably, like, put it here. It's a little apron, it doesn't matter. all I can hear in the distance is like discordant piano. Because basically, the apartment I live in, uh, my neighbors, you could say, have a piano, and sometimes you hear beautiful piano music, and then sometimes when the children are here, you hear a lot of running footsteps, and then piano keys being struck violently in the distance. I didn't know they were coming over, else I would have maybe rethought streaming. Sometimes when they're running around, they run directly above where my desk is, and like sometimes you can definitely hear on mic when it gets picked up, like the footsteps and stuff from the floor. So and then he has a nice cozy sweater. And yeah, the I think I need to make his shoulders wider. That's something I can like fix after, but that sorry, I'm just checking something in the background. There we go. Sorry, I was looking at Spotify. It's funny to say that when it comes to like everything below the apron, I actively don't don't care about it, which feels weird to say. But because it's a visual novel, obviously all of his in-game sprites are gonna be like either like bust cut or half body, depending on like how I proportion them and everything. So because of that, other than in like promotional art, it truly doesn't matter what kind of shoes he's rocking. But I guess I should care about that. Didn't really plan anything in particular. Same with the pants. The pants are just jeans, like fucking like bell bottom jeans. I love bell bottom jeans too much. They just crack me up, design wise. I just like the shape of them. I want to draw him a sneakers, but I also I guess I should open up one of those handy oh god, handy dandy things people call reference images. Shoes, shoes, shoes. It looks like boots with the way I'm building them, to be honest, which I could see him wearing boots or something of that kind. But like he's just a good house husband. Surely nothing goes wrong ever for him. Promise I'll draw him with like actually good loafers at some point. Surely there'll be one piece of art where I draw his shoes properly. But this is like basically what I had in mind for his outfit, I'd say. But we're gonna full look at it once I erase the undersketch. his proportions and all that junk. I do really enjoy the sketching brush. I was saying earlier, but it has inspired me to actually be more sketchy with my sketches. Because usually my sketches were fairly clean instead of like sketchy. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it was a tad restrictive in terms of like being loose and quick in a satisfying way. I'm vibing with this right now. I'm just gonna keep this one blank. It's like a vague reference for proportions on him. But yeah, that's about what I'm looking at for the design uncolored. Just need this here as reference for when I do the sweater pattern bit. But yeah, that's about what I want. Funnily enough, there's not a lot of character designs in the game. It's basically just him. Like, there are, like, one or two, like, other people that he talks to, but I don't think I'm gonna give them, like, full designs or anything, you know? They're kind of just, like, unnamed NPC types. So I might give them, like, a silhouette sprite, but that doesn't really require a lot of design effort. And the other main character in the game is his wife, but in part of me possibly like making this game in collaboration with my friend and roommate is not only are they going to do the backgrounds, but they wanted to like design and illustrate the sprites for the wife for like an art style contrast between my style and the wife, which is totally fitting for what we want and everything. But because of that, I'm not really handling her design. I could like sketch some concepts though for fun, mostly because it's hard to find images that actually like represent what I want. Oh, my internet's being bad. Oh. There is like a little storm going on outside, so that could be causing problems. Who's to say? It could also be because my neighbors have guests over and it is tanking our connection. I'm glad it doesn't pick up on a mic. It is very loud. The footfalls of small children running absolutely rampant. But yeah, in terms of character design, it's actually fairly straightforward because Huz's design was basically finalized when I was doing it on paper. It's mainly the color palette, I guess, but even that, I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted from it. Like with the red sweater and everything, with the gold and the like black highlights, or accents, I should say. But I definitely want to do some like expression sketches with Huz. And I might take a stab at drawing some concepts of the wife. But it's hard, because I can like imagine her in my head, but she doesn't translate easily to my art style. And it's shockingly hard to find references for the kind of like body horror deal she has going on. It's nothing graphic, by the way, since I mentioned I'd be drawing it. It's not like gore body horror, I should say. It's like Uncanny Valley. It's very, very clean, one might say. But it's hard to find like satisfying artistic references of it. And I feel like I don't know if it's just like me, but I feel like I sound like like all raspy and stuff. I feel like I sound raspy. Could just be the air and the perks of living in a basement. Funny thing is, when I work on that other game concept I was talking about, there is literally no character designs that will be a part. Like, there's no visual characters on screen for it. Like, it has graphics, but there's no characters. And I just realized how weird that is, because it means I don't get to do this. Like, I literally don't have to character design for my next game. And that's just a weird idea for me. I'll have to do a lot of, like, UI design. But there's no actual character. Unless I want to just draw, like, visualizations of, like, a character or two for fun. I may be Canadian, but I don't actually... I can't speak good French. You know what I should do? An easier way to do this. Good heavens, they sound like they're trying to kill each other up there. This is what I meant where it, like, sometimes they just literally run directly above my desk. Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do to tire children out, but like, holy shit, please think about your neighbors. It's a Sunday. We're home. We're not at work, please. Sorry. I should stop laughing every time it happens, but it's just so like slapstick comedic. It's fucking crazy. It makes me laugh every time. Those kids are like running like their life depends on it. At this point, I'm kind of just being quiet so it does pick up, so people can just like even vaguely hear what I'm hearing. Anyway. Good day, good Sunday. People are gonna get like glimpses into how I design characters from this. I don't actually, so when I design characters, I was thinking about this earlier when I was like drawing the hairstyles I was choosing from for him. I don't actually focus on silhouette all that much. The thing I usually care about is values. like contrast and stuff like that. So I don't know what color I want his apron to be. My first idea was like not khaki color, I guess, but like I want to try cream first and then see how I feel about that. And then another color I was thinking of was like kind of, yeah, the like khaki brown. Let's see. I mean, it's good contrast. Man, they've just been going at it for like what feels like 20 minutes. It usually doesn't last this long. And yes, saying that implies that this happens a lot with the thundering footsteps of the children. It's not uncommon here. It's just usually not like a 30-minute endeavor. I feel like one of those VTubers who managed to catch like they managed to catch like an earthquake or whatever. They streamed during an earthquake. I feel like one of those people. Man, I love when people make brushes for stuff to make it easier. I say this because I'm using someone's Argyle brush for his sweater, and it makes my life so much easier. See if I can like actually get this lined up in some form. Kind of, okay. Can kind of get it lined up. Doesn't need to be perfect, you just need to get the idea of what's going on. And yeah, it's only gonna be like the one stripe along the front. I'm not gonna do it up the arms or anything, I don't think. Just something like that. It's like khaki brown. How would you describe that color? Like, I guess like that. Hmm. Oh, it's too dark. The apron should be a lighter color. Hmm. Good thing about designing on streams is that other human beings can look at what you're drawing with their eyes and give you their opinion on it, so I kind of want to go with the cream because it like, you know, matches the rest of the color palette, but it feels too simplistic. I could also abandon the how are those? Wait. They are very similar grays. Hmm. I'm thinking about colors. Pondering. Usually loafers are like a dark brown, I think, right? So if I made them loafers, then I'd probably just hmm. Do something like that, so it's not quite the same as the color for hmm. I feel like I should add another color to his palette, but the problem is that I'll be shocked if you guys cannot hear my neighbors. They're directly above me. So apologies for that. I could do, instead of like blue jeans, I could, let's look at it like this. If I just look at him like this, then I think he's fine. You know, like the hair is a very dark contrast, the apron's very light. Like looking at him like in his 3/4 kind of form that you'll see him in game, I think he looks good, but I think looking at him on full body is the problem. I don't like how things are broken up. I do need to use that yellow again somewhere, I feel like. I don't know where. I feel like I need an excuse to use that yellow somewhere else as well. A lot of my character designing is this. I get like this far, and then it becomes pondering hours. Good thing about character designing is that doing it on stream gives me an excuse to kind of like rubber duck myself. So I can just talk out loud about stuff and it kind of like leads me to my own solutions. I'm thinking... I almost want to see what it'd be like if... What if I did do the dark apron and I gave him like... No, I'm gonna do two versions of this color palette. Wait, let me copy real quick. Oh, now I'm torn. Because the light pants with the dark apron is like good color-wise. I like that. And because there's no blue, it keeps his design fully warm colors. And obviously sometimes when you're doing designs, it's good to have it that you break up your colors by having like a mostly warm color scheme, and then you do like a cool toned accent or something, right? I don't design like that. I think most people are correct and that does look good, but I'm not usually inclined to do that on purpose in my designs. I like him mostly being warm colored. Technically, the black, quote unquote, is like the coolest color he has because it's like a desaturated dark, like pinkish red color on the color wheel. So he kind of has that in the form of like the colors I'm using for his hair and everything. But ultimately a very warm, focused design. I do think I like this one more. Because I mean, even in our 3/4 view, I still think this looks good. Obviously, you can see that he has a very simplistic color palette from it and stuff, but I still think he looks cute, and it's not bad whatsoever, I think. I think, like, maybe the one thing I want to add is, like just something with the gold, you know? Other ideas like the stitching or something. Like something subtle, but like something to add the gold in another spot rather than just on the sweater. I like the stitching idea, actually. I want to do that. I actually like that. Now, logically speaking, you probably wouldn't be able to see the stitches from this angle. But we're not logic narcs here. I could also style it so it's like something specifically going around the front bit that you can see. You know? Something like that. It's concept art, I will let it lie. So I think that's honestly like a very solid like color palette and design layout for Huz. Got like his hair and stuff figured out. I save this for now, pending revision is what we'll go with for his like design. There might be some revision on the colors, but for now I think this is what we'll rock with. If I really wanted to make it a simple color palette, I could make his shoes the black as well. Because then he'd literally have, was it like 5 colors max? His color palette would then, it would be hair, skin, sweater. He'd have 5 colors in his color palette. God, I love economic character design. 6 if you count the slight tint difference for his lip. Why is it like this? Clip Studio is just, there we go. Is trying my patience. So he technically has 6 colors in his color palette. To be fair, if you look at any of my character designs, you can see that I definitely derive from like, I don't want to call it the cartoon school of thought, but like simplistic school of thought, where I like character designs to be interesting and like visually have like not be boring. Like I don't think he's boring, but he is simple, but he's good in my opinion, like Huz here. But you can tell that like I am not built for very like overly complex 18 colors in a color palette. Like if you look at my character designs, let's see, who do I have design like sheets for? I guess everybody from Erdfight. You generally look at how I design characters if I can. Like I'm trying to think, who is the most complex character I have color palette? Well, oh, actually, I'm looking right at her. This is as crazy as my color palettes get for character design and stuff. Sec, I'm gonna save this mood board for Huz real quick, just so I don't lose it forever in case I want to use it for something later. But like, this is the most complex color palette wise that my character designs get. Like this is a mess. There's a lot happening in this general area. But that's because her fashion's supposed to be Decora Kai. So it's, you know, a lot of colors, a lot of stuff like that. I'm trying to pull up other characters, but I average out on like 5 to 8 colors per character. Like here you have like this one and everything, where it's like hair, skin, the black, the gloves, and then like the jumper and everything. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this is eyes, but you know. But like, yeah. Anyway, that's my school of thought character design. That's how I like to design characters usually. So even when I did VTuber designs, where are they? I haven't published the art book these guys are for yet because I keep procrastinating it. But oh my god, where are they? Are they in 2022? There's no way it's that old. Oh, thank god. Okay, where did I put them? Oh, they're there. So, even when I was doing, like, VTuber character designs, I ended up staying pretty, I think, pretty concise with the color palette, generally speaking. I think this is truly just how I design characters. You know? These are slightly crazier than I usually go, just to the nature of them being like VTuber-esque designs, but and I forgot how easy it was for me to go on tangents for art streams. I haven't actually posted these. These have their own little art book they're in about me talking about the process of designing them. And it's fully written, it's fully done. The only reason I haven't posted it yet is because each character is I'm trying to give them, they're each gonna get an illustration of the final design, which I'm opening right now. These are like a year and a half old? Something like that, it feels like. But anyway, I finished sketching 3 of these illustration pieces, and then I stopped. And I started to sketch the 4th one for the kaiju one here. And I stopped working on it again. And because I didn't finish these illustrations I wanted to do for each design, I just did not move forward with publishing the art book for it and stuff. So I think that's been on my docket too, my to-do list, which is just sit down, go over all the sketches again that I already have done to update them as I need to, finish the other 2 sketches, finish these rendered art pieces of these designs so I can finally make them public and post the art book project that was for. All right. So we have the lad and his hairstyles, and we also figured out what his sweater was gonna be. Gonna rearrange the shitpost doodles. There you go. Let me name this folder actually for organizational purposes. Would anyone be mad if I just popped out for a second to make a cup of tea and also maybe go upstairs and say something to my neighbor about the 30 minutes of running around and screaming? I don't want to be mean. I am below them, and I would love for peace. You gotta tire kids out, but this is crazy. Like, surely there's something else rather than just chasing them in circles around the entire, like, house. Oh, God. I don't know what's better for going on BRB, if I should just throw up a BRB on screen. I don't have a proper BRB screen yet for this layout. Here, I'm gonna go make a tea. A hot, calming, sweet beverage. I'm gonna go make a tea. And when we come back, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna start doing expressions. An expression sheet or something for Huz. And just doodling. Gonna doodle some stuff related to like ideas I have for the game. I'll probably also grab my notebook while I'm at it, because there might be ideas or things I've sketched in the notebook that I also want to do like properly with the actual final design. So I will be right back. I'm gonna go make tea. I'll leave music playing and stuff. I'm gonna switch over to my other screen and all that, but I'll be back in 5 to 10. It shouldn't take me that long to make the tea, but I'll be back shortly. Bye. Hello, I'm back to say I got mildly distracted, but I am going to go make my tea now. Um, it seems the running and child screaming has stopped though. Let us hope that it stays that way for when I get back with my tea. Alright, I am back. Hello. I didn't remember that I was out of milk. So my tea is milkless. And that makes me very sad. It's also a new kind of tea. So hopefully it's good and I like it. So I'm just trying to get settled in again. Alright. Time for a sip of the tea to see if it's good or not. I did put some sugar in it. I do take sugar in all my tea. Oh. It'd be better with milk. That was a very genuine just It's a winter Earl Grey, the tea that my mom got for me. I was like, well, might as well try it. Then no milk, my beloved. Alright. I want to have him, like, up in the corner while I'm drawing these expressions. So I have it there for, like, reference. Oh, I vanished. It's those numbers, dude. Told you guys. Liner. There it is. Oh, and before I forget, because the Ko-fi bot was in chat and stuff, I am doing Ko-fi memberships now. So for basically $1 a month, you can get access to like my work in progresses with art and videos, like my art with no watermarks, polls, and like opinion-based things that other people won't get to see or have input on. And the main thing that's like completely unique, other than more behind the scenes work in progress stuff, is I don't really plan on posting a ton about like my game dev stuff publicly, mainly because I'm not the kind of person who likes to like feel like I have to update people with like these big leaps in progress or whatever. So generally speaking, anything I do talk about or toss up about the games I'm working on will be over on the Ko-fi. Don't know how consistent that will be, but the general idea is that definitely at the end of every like month, I'm gonna post like an update or something or other about there's my canvas about the games. I forgot to grab my notebook. And I've been going on BRB. I will be right back. I know exactly where it is. Literally said I was gonna grab it and I totally forgot. Alright. I meant to grab that in case there was like notes or like things I wanted to redraw from my book. Alright. Anyway. Think of the Ko-fi and like having stuff that's like unique to it just over there. One thing I was thinking of doing eventually once I'm able to like do a setup for it is sketchbook tours. Because I have like all of my old art from like high school and shit in a box. Like I've just collected sketchbooks for years and years and years. So I'm tempted to do a sketchbook tour of like some of my more recent sketchbooks and have that go up publicly, but then also have like an extended cut that has like some of my old shit in it. So I think grabbing my notebook and like walking past all the sketchbooks made me think of that. Now I need to find. Oh, there's my April Fool's thing, yeah. There it is. Is there anything in the notes that I want to draw? Oh, there's a comic I wanted to do as well, as like an exploration of character stuff as well. I could start sketching some of that. Not right this second, but since I now have Huz's proper design, it is something I could. Oh, good artist powers give me a satisfactory circle. To be fair, these don't actually have to be that pretty looking. We're officially just in the phase where I get to draw my funny new little guy. But yeah, that was a lot faster than even I thought it was going to be to bang out the design and everything. Because I can definitely do stuff exploring like expressions and everything, but for the most part, he's done. He's good. I can also, of course, start concepting what I want his sprites to look like for posing and stuff like that. I think this will be more of a chill baby stream than even I thought it was gonna be. So let me know if the music is too quiet, especially as I get quieter, so I won't be just blabbing the entire time. I don't have any particular emotions planned doodle with him. This is definitely just throwing things at a wall and seeing what sticks time. My favorite way to do like test art or test expression characters is drawing them in like scenes as I see them in my head. What I did for Vi when I did the concept art for I want to make something beautiful. Where I love the concept art in like when I was drawing her and stuff, you can see basically became some of the later art that was actually like in it. It's what I find the most fun. That's how you know if a design clicks or not and like matches what's in your head, I find. It's also funny looking at him and being like, ah, yes, look at my horror pro tag. Look at him with his kind eyes and pretty face. I don't know how to draw the shadow. I don't know what the wife looks like, so I don't know how to draw her shadow. Not really much of a shape to like outline. For anyone who wasn't here for it earlier, this is the only like piece of art of what his wife looks like that currently exists. I disappeared again. Help. This is the only art that exists of his wife currently. To give you an idea of why I'm like, I don't know what that silhouette would be. I did post this doodle, I think, when I originally drew it on Twitter, because it just fucking made me laugh so hard. I'm like, yeah, this is how I'm gonna, like, announce the next game I'm working on, is posting is posting this doodle. Man, character designing's good. It's good for your soul. Making a little guy. Everyone ever you. I'm bad at being a secretive like game dev because this song is on like the pseudo soundtrack for another game idea I'm working on. And I'm like, damn it, now I just want to talk about that. But like I haven't even teased that one yet. Like fuck. Like, I'm so bad at not talking about game ideas. I will attempt to rein myself in. The running has started again. Give in, give everyone every. You've got to give everyone everything. I'll give it up. Nothing but bone. Oh god. So I bought tickets to a punk rock show that I'm gonna be going to in August. I'm very excited. I found out because I was listening to Pup, who is a Canadian punk rock band. And the thing came up and it's like, hey, by the way, they're having like a concert near you soon. And I was like, oh, Pog? Wild. Of course, what the internet considers near me is not actually that near me, but, you know, to each their own. But I did get tickets for it, so me and Jay are probably going in August. I can't wait to at some point just do like a lineup where I like draw a bunch of my game protagonists next to each other. Especially because some of them exist in art styles that aren't my current one or like my actual art style. Because like you have Vi, who is very like shape based. You know, like I don't actually remember how her hair looks, but she's very shape based and like has very like short cutesy proportions and everything. So seeing her drawn in the same style as like Huz, who I'm drawing now, or even Darcy from my other visual novel. Darcy is she's like mostly in my art style, I would say. Darcy, I'm trying to remember what Darcy. God, I'd have to pull up the actual art from the game to accurately accurately do this. Wait. Listen, I drew like 2.5 Huzzes before I went on a tangent, so I've earned this. Also, thanks. I saw that, Kit. Saw that. Oh, let's see. I can finally come off Lurk because I finished my Witchlight ep. Hell yeah. I'm behind on Witchlight. That's another thing, since I've been like, I was asking around, I was like, can people give me new shows and podcasts to watch and stuff to watch? So I can listen to stuff while I work. I need to catch up on Witchlight. I should add Witchlight back to my list, because I'm still like 20 episodes behind now. And I know some shit's been happening, so I need to catch up on Witchlight again. We're gonna go on another break soon? Perfect. That's my in. That's my catch-up time. Gonna be on pat leave. I see, I see. There's Darcy. Alright. So yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize how traumatized cat I made Vi look in this fucking scribble. Sorry. Oh, God. Tired boy, fuck this time change. God, I didn't even remember the time change happened. Shit. Oh, the song's so quiet. Fun fact, this song is actually on the pseudo playlist for Huzz's game. And I'm trying a thing now where I make playlists for my games for songs that like give me ideas or inspiration and stuff. See, anyway, Darcy's not really in my art style, obviously, because it's basically mostly my old art style, and then the face is like just very cartoony. So yeah, drawing all of my game characters at some point, like the main characters, in like a line or whatever, I think will be funny. Da. What I have been watching, actually, speaking of folks like recommending me stuff to like watch while I work and everything, because people did give me some good recommendations, is like some folks reminded me of like other essay YouTubers that I watch but haven't been like re-binging their stuff. I was reminded of like some folks I could be watching. But I was recommending some good stuff, actually. I suppose still the Monster of the Week plays because it has Lavinia in it, and that's a bop of all time. Of course, of course. So I was recommended the one I have been watching like today and yesterday is called Too Much Future, and it's basically a podcast like show about these two guys playing through all the Fallout games and talking about it, and I really enjoy it because I love the Fallout series. And I just finished before stream them playing Fallout 1, and it was both fascinating and infuriating to hear some of the things they had to say. I say this, but I do enjoy the podcast very much. It's legitimately interesting to hear what these guys have to say about their experiences, and it made me laugh out loud multiple times. So like that's good shit. But like it's also insane how like Too Much Futures by the guys who do Just King things, right? I don't know. Their other main thing was Magic and Murdads or something, where they do the same thing, but they play through all the Baldur's Gate games. So they play them and then talk about their experiences with them. So those are the two main things I think they do, is they played the Baldur's Gate games and podcasted them, and they did the same thing with the Fallout series. Please listen to Just King things. This is so fucking good. I'll add it to the list. I have a folder now on like my desktop called Work Watch, where I'm bookmarking everything. So all about Stephen King's books in publication order. Damn, I should definitely listen to their Misery one then, about Misery. Because I need to do a lot of research on Misery for something completely normal and sane that I'm making. But yeah, so I'm watching that. Too Much Future is very good. It feels like some stuff about Fallout. I'm gonna sound so pretentious. Like as a Fallout fan, I feel like some stuff about Fallout 1 just completely went over their heads. Cause, oh god, I was rambling to Link about this before the stream started, and I told myself I wasn't gonna ramble about it. If not directly the same guys, it's by friends of the Just King things guys. Interesting. I said to myself, Evan, you're not going to sit here and rant about this podcast that you actively enjoy. But like, oh god. But yeah, no. They just said some stuff where I was like, man, I get that, but also like a few people in the comments said it better than I could, but in summary, you can definitely tell that there are folks who like seem to get really into Fallout because of Bethesda taking over. So because of that, when they go back to the at least the first game, I haven't watched them play or hear them talk about the second Fallout game yet. But you can, both in interesting ways and kind of sucky ways, obviously Fallout 3 and New Vegas are their point of reference for the series lore. So there's a few times where perhaps it's them misspeaking, but they kind of accidentally work counterintuitively with how they talk about some stuff, where, you know, they meet like, I don't know, super mutants or something, and they're like, yeah, no, this plot point doesn't make sense because in Fallout 3 they just tell you this, it's so obvious. And I'm like, guys, Fallout 3 didn't exist when Fallout, you know, like just dumb shit like that with the, like, lore stuff, because, you know, Fallout 1 was, you know, the first one and everything. Like, what specifically what they were talking about in that case, I guess I'll elaborate slightly, is at the end of Fallout 1, spoilers, at the end of Fallout 1, the whole plot is focused around super mutants and stuff, and you meet the guy who's making the super mutants and is trying to like murder everybody, blah blah blah. And you have a discussion with him, and you have to basically talk him down. It's like the crux of the entire game. It is literally what, even they talk about this, is what made Fallout 1 famous, was how you could do the end of the game and how you could talk the villain out of it. His big master plan. Because you can do quests and find information throughout the game, and if you have the skills for it, you can talk them down. And it was so unfortunate because I was so excited to hear them talk about it. And they did, but one thing they brought up that made me kind of sad is they talked about it, and basically the two of them, one of them had played some of Fallout 1, so was doing a like low intelligence physical run, and the other, which was the new guy to the game, was doing a high intelligence, like, speech run. So anyone who knows anything about Fallout 1 knows that if you have low intelligence, you get super fucked over. Because you just get locked out of stuff. Because you are literally too dumb to, like, do it. So you get locked out of a lot of stuff, which is not fun. But, and that's a side tangent. Anyway, the new player who had the high intelligence and the good speech and stuff. Really good time on giving you the Fallout 2 Prime drop follows. That's why I said yesterday, Kit, when you sent me the code, I was like, your timing is fucking crazy. Because Kit, right, like an hour before you sent me that, I was talking to Link about this podcast and talking about how I kind of want to play Fallout 1 and 2 maybe on stream. And this podcast was like giving me the Fallout itch and everything. So me and Link were talking about that. And I was like, yeah, I think I definitely own Fallout 1 on Steam. And then Link was like, eye emoji. Fallout 1 and 2. Yippee! Yeah, I don't know if I had Fallout 2 on Steam. I'll be honest, I didn't check before I redeemed it. But now I definitely have Fallout 2 if I didn't already buy it on Steam, which I don't think I did, but anyway, your timing was crazy. That's why I said that. You own one because I definitely dropped you. Yeah, no, I definitely own one. But anyway, the big crux at the end of Fallout 1 with the plot of with the Master and everything is that super mutants cannot reproduce because the fucked up thing that makes super mutants destroys sexual organs. And this is something that you have to find out. Oh, the kids are running again. By talking to the Brotherhood of Steel. It's a whole thing. I'm trying to be quick about this because I told myself I didn't want to go on a tangent about it. But the unfortunate thing that was said that like kind of made me frown with the whole like playing Fallout 3 and then working backwards thing in this case is that the guy was like, yeah, no, so I just went to the Master and I was like, you guys are infertile, you guys can't be the new Master race because you will die out. And then they treated it as just like such a like shrug kind of thing. Oh, hello. I'm rambling about a Fallout podcast I was listening to and drawing character design stuff. Welcome. And he was like, it was just such like a shrug kind of thing, and I was like, that's a huge deal. That's like a big thing. But then he went on to be like, yeah, no, in Fallout 1. Oh, the follow as well. Apologize, I'm trying not to lose my train of thought. And it was just sucky because he was like, yeah, no, in Fallout 1 they tell you that mutants are infertile, and so he didn't see the big deal in it. Like, he didn't understand the weight of it, I guess, in the context of the story, I mean. And that kind of made me sad because I was like, shit, that's like a big deal in Fallout 1. It's basically not like a plot twist, but it's like the main crux against the villain of convincing him that his plan won't work and talking him down is the revelation that they're infertile. Because the guy doesn't even know it. He thinks he's thought everything out. He doesn't even know about it. And it just sucked that they felt the ending was very underwhelming because it all hitched on a piece of lore that at the time in the first game was new. And I was like, damn, I feel like this did not have the impact on them, I guess, that I wanted to have because it's such a big deal. I was like, damn, that sucks. But all this being said, I do this tangent aside, I do like this podcast that I'm talking about because the opposite of this, where their knowledge of the future series leads to some very interesting retrospective, is they talk about the religions in Fallout. And they talk about how, like, especially in Bethesda's Fallout, Bethesda cannot conceptualize the idea of there being a religion in the wasteland that is not like some fucked up and evil cult, right? Like, there's not just a casual new age religion that exists, but Fallout 1 kind of explores this. Like, there's just casual religion and, like, casual, like, faith kind of thing. And they're talking about how, like, that is legitimately interesting. And then you compare it to how Bethesda does it, and it's all just, like, cults and stuff. And I was like, God, that's a fucking good point! The New Vegas one where people either were the weak dead and the strong live, or the people who are thinking they're right, kind of makes me think, God, I'm long overdue for a Fallout 1 and 2 playthrough, because I legitimately haven't played them, mind you. I'm saying all this adoration for the first Fallout game. I have legitimately not played it. I am fully aware it plays like a piece of shit. It's an old game from a very specific era, but I'm still excited about it, because I do want to play it, and I probably will soon. With a walkthrough, I trust the people who say that the best way to play Fallout 1 and probably Fallout 2 is with a very intensive guiding walkthrough to tell you the best character to build and like where to do everything and all that stuff. I believe people who tell me this. I actually have the walkthrough that people recommend bookmarked in my hotbar. But yeah, so like I'm like very much in love with this podcast. It's called Too Much Future, and it's finished. I believe they played through Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, all DLC and everything, and they did an episode on 76, Fallout 76. That's the last episode they did like 4 months ago. But very enjoyable, especially if you're a Fallout fan. Obviously, you might have your moments like myself where I was like, no, the story though, or, you know, whatever. But that's just me being, I don't know, prudish? I don't know. I love Fallout, and I appreciate a lot of the narrative stuff and everything. And it was just interesting, some of the things they said. I don't want to dunk on them, but it was funny. But they have some fascinating, like, reflection on certain plot points in the lore, and how Fallout 1, like, set up the lore so differently. Because, like, something they talk about as well is how if you go through Fallout 1, you'll notice that there is a lot of, like, cultural things of the wasteland that are pulled from, like Hinduism is one that they talk about with, like, some of the religions, or, like, runes that are around. Like, there's one, I think it's Shady Sands, for anyone who's familiar with the stuff. They have, like, hieroglyphics. And if you look at it from an outside perspective, like, outside the lore, that's probably just a side effect of this game being made in the 90s, where a lot of wasteland, desert-esque aesthetics were just ripped from, like, quote-unquote Middle Eastern cultures and stuff like that. But they're talking about it, like, in an in-lore perspective, where they're like, you really gotta think about, like, how you would logic out how these cultures would survive, or why they would manifest like this. Especially because so much of Fallout is like that 1950s Americana. At least now it is. But you can definitely see in Fallout 1 a very different direction, but the roots to which everything else got built on. I'm very excited to see them play through and talk about Fallout 2, because I don't know a lot about Fallout 2. I know mainly the opening 2 hours of Fallout 2. The wider plot, I don't remember that much about. Fallout 2, I think, is the Enclave. The introduction of the Enclave and everything. So I think that's where a big crux of the plot around is Enclave. Fallout 1 is the Master and the Super Mutants, and I believe 2 is, like, the introduction and death of the Enclave. So anyway, that's my Fallout podcast tangent. Yeah, someone recommended this Fallout podcast to me, and I really like it. I binged the first, like, 8 or 9 episodes, however many episodes their playthrough of Fallout 1 was. I binged it yesterday, and I finished it, like, this morning, this early afternoon before stream. So I'll be moving on to their Fallout 2 one after this. It's probably what I'll start listening to after I'm done the stream. I was also recommended, that tangent started because I was talking about all the cool stuff people were recommending to me to listen to while I work. I was also recommended a podcast about, like, the X-Men comics and stuff, which seemed pretty interesting. I think I've heard clips of it before. What else was I recommended? A few video essayists. Oh, there was one, I was recommended a YouTube channel, someone who reviews, like, obscure or licensed video games. And they seem like good, very, like, laid-back background noise. So I've been given a lot of really good suggestions by a lot of different creative folks who are like, this is what I use when I need to get into the zone while I'm working. And I'm like, I love all you people, oh my god. Also, if you hear the footsteps and stuff, that is just my neighbors being, delightful. Hopefully it's not too distracting. I know it's picking up in some forms, because my sprite is bouncing in reaction to the noise. But I'm hoping it's not so loud that it's really picking up much on my mic. Play streams as background noise. I do that too. I find I enjoy watching art streams when I draw sometimes. Like just doing that like parallel play kind of thing where it's like you're drawing, I'm drawing. I do the same thing with games. Usually if I'm playing games, I want to watch games, and if I'm drawing, I usually want to watch drawing. Not always. Sometimes I just need the noise, but I find that's a habit I've gotten into. I'm still sad I wasn't able to do my like proper playthrough of New Vegas on stream. It just kept crashing, and not like normal crashing. For anyone who didn't hear about this or like, you know, wasn't there, this game would crash so fucking hard it would softlock my computer. like it did not crash normal. It full on stopped me from using my computer until I like force crashed it. It's crazy. Because basically it would freeze. And it would make my keyboard stop working. Because when I'm tabbed into the game, my keyboard wouldn't, you know, my keyboard would be, you know, playing the video game. So I couldn't Alt F4. I couldn't type. I couldn't click anything. My mouse also was locked in the game. So the only way that I could end the stream or like close the game to restart it without just turning off my PC midstream was I had to like navigate to my task manager or something and crash it. So sorry, my keyboard did work, I should say. My mouse didn't work, which wouldn't let me do half the shit I needed to. So I remember I tried to Alt F4 it and it didn't fucking work. And I was like, are you fucking joking? So like I would still try and do a playthrough of Fallout New Vegas on stream because I love that game, but like its crashes were legendarily just so inconvenient. Honestly, I might just find a mod that helps the performance and like and then play it, you know. I have another recommendation for you, actually, but it will be a long haul dedication. Interesting. Pitch it to me. What do you got? What is this long haul dedication you got for me? Moving. Half a minute? Mike Burnfire's New Vegas playthrough. Interesting. You call it a long haul, so I'm curious, how thorough of a playthrough is it? Is it like proper, like fucking in there? Not at all. They're mostly playing modded Interesting. Okay. Phil does multiplayer Fallout New Vegas, but Mike is a companion mod and Zach playing himself. Oh, I love that. They both commentate over the game. Let me send you the other context video. It will 100% hook you. Please do. Oh, and this is Pup, by the way. The song is playing right now. That's Pup. So that's the band I have tickets to go see in August. Ah, goddamn it. Every time I hit numbers on my keyboard, I always vanish. I got into it because of Zach's gun rant, so watch after Derek unlocked my guntism. I see, I see. It's really funny now that I have like a proper face to Huz as a design. It's really funny imagining some of the like art from the game that I get to draw now that it actually has a design. Something about that just cracks me up. He's just so unassuming. He's just so cute. Better yet, I hope that we all die. They can watch the highlights in hell. I hope they're televised. I'm very excited to see these guys live. You bet. Oh, I need to learn how to draw his design forward facing. Which isn't that hard, it's mostly symmetrical, but you know. Sorry, cat is scratching my couch. 1 second. Alright, I think she's departed. She's a little troublemaker. Furniture. My beautiful, beautiful couch. I cannot believe this. It has a pole and she just does not use it. The little menace. Sorry, I just got into the zone for like half a second there to try and make this front-facing head look better, and I just like turned my brain off. So stupid. I'm going da 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 da. I guess now I'm drawing him front facing. I do have to decide how his hair hangs from the front. I've been drawing it kind of like this from the side, which for some reason makes me want to draw it like similarly, like so it like is mostly up top and then just kind of sticks out to the side. But using the actual hairstyle I was referencing, it would just be right here. That's how that works. I already take a lot of creative liberties when I draw any character's hair. I shouldn't. I shouldn't make it worse. For you. Not quite. I don't think it should be that high. It should be like wider and I think. I'll probably have to do sketches of his design front facing to decide how I actually want to do his hair, I think. From the front, I mean. And he's so fun to draw. That's always very good, obviously, but he's really fun to draw. Man, it's been 2.5 hours already. It has not felt like it. Like, feels like the last time I looked at the clock, like the stream counter, it was at like 1:45. It's been like nearly 45 minutes already. I think the funniest part of this whole stream is like due to me being like, yeah, I'm not gonna actually talk about the game itself that much. I'm just gonna draw the thing and probably talk more vaguely about it, like instead of the actual plot. Is that everything is obviously extremely out of context for anything I'm drawing, and I think that's very funny. Apologies, I've been distracted by Discord. I'm no longer distracted by Discord. My favorite way to draw hands is just like really really sketched and poor. I just think it's funny. That's a beautiful thing about sketches is that you can really just approximate and people like they get the idea of what you're going for. They don't have to be good, they just have to kind of be there. I also like the sketch brush a lot more. I've said it like twice now, but like it really makes me let my art be like more sketchy. That down a bit. You have to figure out how I want to draw his hair from the front for like silhouette stuff. Anyway. What a handsome looking pro tag. I think of like what expression I want for what I'm thinking of. Wait. Hmm. hopefully people are enjoying the rapidly like switching around music. My favorite has been the jumps from like the punk rock to like Rebecca Sugar. A lot of songs I have in my liked playlist are there because they're relevant to like different games or things I have in development right now. So the wildly changing tones are very funny because it's basically like vibe check to vibe check on different things I'm working on. I decided that after I finish this last doodle of Huz, if I do want to like do some scribbles of the wife, see if I can like convey her vibe to you guys. Ugh. Or just like call it there. Oh, I think I have actually. I have a mood board for the game, and I think I do actually have axes saved on it. There's like a specific one. Where was it? Yeah. Goddamn traffic, while you're slowing me down. I've got a fresh face cutie in a different town that I've gotta go to. I've gotta go. It's a very simple axe. That is about what I want for it. Mm-hmm. It's like mostly hidden behind the other doodle, but I think I'm very, very loose grip on the very edge. I want this part to be visible behind the other doodle. Can't draw a boy without his axe. It's important. Go. There he is, the lad. Oh, I just remember my tea. The cold. Hmm. 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 Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh, fuck. Oh. Not completely cold. Equally as unpleasant. Without milk or anything in it. Oh, God. Well, it's been just about 3 hours. And I've gotten basically what I wanted to do done. We went through some different hair options. Figured out like the color palette and the general look TM. And I got some doodling in of the new lad. This is basically what I wanted to get done, if not slightly more in a way. So I consider that very productive. So I'll probably call it there. It's been about 3 hours. It's a good, healthy little art stream. Now, let's see. Oh, Michael's still streaming Ever 17. Let's see. Seeing who we could raid. We have a few folks who are streaming right now. I'm gonna turn the music off so I can focus with my brain. Oh, okay. Shiver's gonna go raid into someone, so Shiver's ending. Mana is doing a DK64 speed run. Listen to the dulcet tones of Donkey Kong and Mana for a second. I am so tempted to raid into Michael playing his visual novel, but I don't think I will. That's probably where I'm going after this. But let's raid Mana. I did type raid. I did not type ban this time. As anyone might be aware, I have a really weird bad habit of typing ban instead of raid. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna raid Mana. Mana has been doing a DK64 101% run, which, oh, I just realized you can hear Mana. Sorry, let me mute Mana so I can keep talking. But that was Mana. Mana's doing a DK64 101% run, which is getting like every collectible ever in the game. I'm pretty sure this has been a labor of love that he has been doing for a hot second now. But yeah, go vibe and hang out with him. He'll be chilling and doing that. Thank you to folks who hung out for art times and everything like that. It was very fun, and I'm glad I was able to do a chill art stream. I'll try and do more of these on the horizon, I think. Try and get more of those going for stuff like this, perhaps. But yeah, we'll transition to the logging out screen, and then we'll go raid Mana and say hi. Bye-bye, everyone. No raiding message. I should probably make one of those, but I don't have one, but bye-bye, bye-bye.